Okay, what is going on, beautiful beings and conscious co-creators? Oh, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am starting off this, I told you guys, if you haven't seen the video I did the last video I did rather, that I was going to start doing different types of content. So if you're kind of confused, check out that video. But I am here on Tuesday, and again, this is the new segment that is called Tarot Therapy Sessions, where we just, read people's stories that you submit, or stories that I find in which an individual is asking for advice, and we share that story and we give a reading. And the purpose for this is not only to answer that person's question, but also a lot of times we find ourselves in similar situations to other people, and we can relate to what they're going through. So if the message here resonates with you, then there's something for you to gain in that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and read the question. Okay. Let me get my reading voice. Okay, so I'm titling this one, It's Been 10 Years and I'm Not Over My Ex. And this is the story. So it says, I'll start by providing some context, but don't want to spend too much time talking about the relationship if I can avoid it. I dated a girl for 2 years in college, from when I was 18 to 20. The relationship was pretty perfect. I'm not exaggerating when I say we did not fight at any point throughout the 2 years. I've never met someone who I found so funny. I was completely enamored with her personality. She was intelligent, caring, ambitious, etc. We lost our virginities together. We traveled through South America on a shoestring budget, could spend hours talking to each other for days on end and never got bored. Tons of great memories that shaped who I am today. We broke up because her parents threatened to disown her if she didn't break up with me and marry someone who was Jewish. It was awful for both of us, but I don't blame her. They were paying her tuition, and I wouldn't expect her to risk that for a guy she met freshman year. I tried reaching out post-graduation, but sorry if you can hear that car in the background. I tried reaching out post-graduation, but she said the wounds were too painful to reopen and we no longer speak. She's now married with children. I feel I have tried everything to get over her, but I am struggling. I still dream about her 2 to 3 times a week and can never seem to get her out of my head. I even started lucid dreaming to attempt to better remove her influence, but it was too time consuming. I live in NYC, so there is no shortage of people to date, but I have not been satisfied in any of my relationships since. I have dated 4 women seriously since my first girlfriend, on timescales ranging between 6 to 18 months. I just never fell in love with any of them, even though I so desperately wanted to. The spark just didn't hit. I worked on some of the relationships tirelessly, but the results always felt fake. 3 of the girls were very attractive by conventional standards, and 2 of those 3 were very sweet, intelligent, etc. However, I always ended it because it wasn't fair to keep them in relationships when I didn't love them. I'll admit that I am sort of a little ugly on the face, and I'm average height at 5'9", but I'd say I'm otherwise attractive and have spent a lot of time working on myself. I'm very athletic, bilingual. I have an MBA, a great job, as well as hobbies that I'm passionate about. I also make mid to high 6 figures and live a pretty comfortable lifestyle. I'm honestly exasperated and I'm losing all sense of purpose in life. I wanted a family so desperately growing up. I grew up poor and focused on building a career to provide for them. I'm growing older and just don't know what to do. I've also been in therapy for 7 years. I've tried CBT, which is cognitive behavior therapy, for those who don't know. But he says, I've tried CBT, a slew of medications, meditation, spiritualism, TMS, EMDR therapy, psychedelic drugs, oh my gosh, psychedelic drugs, abstinence from sex and alcohol, and so on and so forth. I feel stupid asking for opinions, as it's clear to me this is a complex issue, but here I am. Any advice? So, wow. Something that's coming out very clearly from that reading is that this individual has a very intense connection, and it's almost a soul tie. And the reason why I say it's a soul tie is because when you feel connected to this person, and not in the best ways, but in the most draining, depleting ways, the ways where you feel you can't move on, even though you're not with that person, even though you're not together, you still feel attached to them, and it's hard for you to move on and exist and date, just like this person said in the reading. When you feel that way, it's typically a soul tie. It's a connection that really should be broken. A soul tie should be broken in any connection, whether you are with the person or not, because soul ties can often lead us to very extreme codependent behaviors. And just like this person said in their story, this person feels as if they can't go on. They've lost their sense of purpose. And that's what a soul tie can really do. It can cause you to lose sight of who you are as an individual. So we're going to get some clarification on that soul tie that I'm feeling, and also just provide this person a reading so that if they may find this, that my intention is, sorry, I can't shuffle and talk apparently, but the intention is that they receive some healing and some clarification, because I mean, a lot of us know what that feels like, to be in a soul tie relationship and desire to move on and desire to live life, but you can't, or you feel stuck because of who this person is or who this person meant to you in your life. And so let's go ahead and pull some cards for this person. All right, Spirit, what needs to come out for this person? How do they move on? World card comes out. World card comes out, and immediately I'm seeing that there's a level of acceptance that he hasn't had. There's a level of acceptance in acknowledging, okay, this is really over. It's coming. It's seeming like he hasn't really come to terms with the fact that he is not with this person, and so everything that he does after that, every woman that he encounters after her, he's going to compare to her. He's going to measure her up to this other girl, because this girl that he was with 10 years ago has set a standard for him. And then you have to also keep in mind, this is his first love. This is his first interaction. He said they lost their virginities together. So there's a huge connection there that he has not been able to shake, and it's affecting his current relationships, because he's constantly, even if it's subconscious, he's measuring these girls. And ultimately, when you measure people up to another person, it's a very destructive thing to do when you're trying to have a relationship, because that person will never be your ex. They just never will. Now you can, compare, but as far as measuring them, they'll never be that person. And so this card is coming out, and it's saying to me, there needs to be a level of awareness and acceptance that, okay, this relationship is over, because the world comes in and it talks about completion. It talks about the end of something, but also the start of something new. And he has yet to start this new journey of just him being with himself, or him actually giving his all into a new relationship, because I feel like subconsciously, he's still waiting for this girl to change her mind, even though she's married, she has kids, she has essentially moved on in every way you can think about. Now, it's not to say that she doesn't have a connection to him, but when she's saying, I can't talk to you, it's difficult, and I just want to move on, he has rejected that subconsciously. And so the world card is coming out to say, hey, you have to accept what happens. You're trying to move on, but you haven't, because you're still stuck in what happened 10 years ago. And so it's affecting your present life. It's essentially like somebody living in the past. Three of Pentacles comes out off the top. And so Three of Pentacles is the collaboration card. So it's almost suggesting that instead of just like dating, or instead of purposefully seeking out someone to date, to just be around people, be around different people, just look for real, genuine friendships. It's even also to say that your next person, the next person that comes into his life, could be that comes from a friendship. And so you're actually able to get to know this person for who they are, and not just because you're dating them. There's no expectation there. And it honestly kind of makes sense, because he met the first girl through a friendship and they got very close. And I feel like he has closed off that ability for another person to get that close to him. And that's why he has had relationship after relationship fail after this person. So the suggestion here is, look for genuine friendships instead of just partners. I know that the person who wrote this story was saying they're older, they're more established, they have a job, they have a good job apparently. They're very comfortable in their life as far as financially, they're structured. They have a lot of qualities that seem to be something that a lot of single women, especially single women in their 30s and 40s, look for in a partner, which is stability, structure. Nothing that would, cause significant difficulties. Like, a lot of times people look at people who have, or men who have children as, something that's going to be, it could possibly be a headache, because everyone knows how baby mama drama works. But he doesn't even have kids. Like his slate is pretty much clean. He's still fiending after his ex. And so this card's coming in to say, not only do you need to let it go, but try meeting people just for who they are. Okay, just look for genuine friendships, people that you genuinely get along with, because I feel like with that card, the next person that comes into your life that will be of significant impact as far as romantic will come from a friend. It'll grow from a friendship. Yeah, Page of Swords is entertaining that idea. It's really entertaining that idea, playing with that idea, toying with that idea. I feel like this person, like I said, they're stuck in what would have been or what would have happened. They feel like they've been robbed of a relationship. They feel like they have been the person that they really connected with and wanted to be with was taken from them because her parents did not want them together. And, it put her in a really difficult position because her parents told her she had to choose, and she made her decision. So ultimately, once again, it's accepting that she made her decision. It's accepting that you guys are not together. And it's not to say that the relationship will never happen again. I mean, this could be a story where, the two of you guys meet in your 50s or your 60s, and have reconnected for whatever reason. And so that's one of the biggest things that's kind of funny about the way life works, is that the more we grow, the more we learn to be unattached to the situations in our life that we automatically deem as permanent, the more we learn to be unattached to those things, a lot of times it's easier to maneuver and navigate through lives. And that is specifically talking about relationships, because we get into relationships and we get very complacent. We get very dependent on our significant other. And the idea is that, oh, well, this person is never going to leave me. Whether they said they were never going to leave you or whether you guys made vows to each other, at the end of the day, no relationship is going to last forever. It's either going to end through choice or through death. So to be fixated on an individual so much to the point where you don't know who you are, kind of tricky and a little dangerous. So when you come into this idea of, I'm with this person, I appreciate this person, I'm grateful for this person, and if that person was to ever leave my life for whatever reason, whether it was by choice or, because they croaked and died, I'm still going to find gratitude in the situation, and I'm not going to take advantage of the time that I have with them. It's about living intentionally with your partner. And I think that's something that this person could also stand to learn in their singleness, so that when they do meet this next person, they're not going to be so wrapped up in that person that they don't know who they are. Page of Swords also is coming in to say, toy with different ideas about who you're looking for, what kind of person you are and what kind of person you want, and not be so specific as, well, I want my ex. No. You need to figure out, what was it about my ex, or what is it that I want? If my ex never existed and I never knew who she was, what kind of person would I be looking for? What kind of person would I want to be attracting into my life? Six of Swords, leave it alone. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles is about structure and family. That's not something that that girl was going to be able to give you. And it's just, that's just, sometimes, you know, we may not always want to accept the facts of the matter, but I mean, that's just the fact. This girl is not going to be able to give you that family that you are wanting. And I understand that you're desiring it, but ultimately, Nine of Cups in reverse. Ultimately, you hanging on to this picture of this family that you wanted with her, this lifestyle or this life that you wanted with her, is really the source of your unhappiness and your unfulfillment. This is plain and simple. You need to let it go. I mean, you're saying you've had 7 years of therapy. This is starting to sound a little obsessive. You need to let it go. You need to accept that this person is not in your life the way you want to, and you have to find a way to move on. If you don't, you will literally be sucked into this past situation, and you're going to miss the opportunities. You're going to miss the blessings that this world still has to show you, the universe still wants to offer to you. It's our choice to decide whether we're going to be stuck mentally in a situation or not. And you electing to is probably hindering you from experiencing a lot of things, including love and romance. So definitely want to say you holding on to this person because your Hierophant comes in and it's like, okay, well, this is something that was traditional that I expected. It's again a constant expectations. And we have Magician coming out and Knight of Swords. A lot of sword energy now. So we have Page of Swords, we have Six of Swords, and now we have Knight of Swords, sorry. And a lot of it is your mental. It's how you think, it's how you see the situation. It's what it is, what do you do with your current circumstance? And you have chosen, whether purposely or not, you've chosen to stay stuck in a memory. And that's the problem about looking too far into the past is when you study the past too much, you forget to live presently. Just like if you pay too much attention to the future, you just like I'm losing my train of thought. When you focus too much on the future, you miss out on the present. So it's all about being present. And right now, presently, that girl has her own life. That girl has kids. That girl has a husband. That girl is living her life. And it's really time for you to live yours. So whatever it is that you need to do to let it go, to just accept what happened, be grateful for the experience you had with her and move forward. Whatever that looks like, you need to do it. Whether that's getting off social media, whether that's moving to another location, becoming a different person, starting over. Maybe this is the case. You need to just start over, I'm going to pull some cards from my Doreen Virtue bootleg deck. All right. What is in this deck for romance for this person? What is this person heading towards with? Thank you. Wow. Look at that. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you, your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Love yourself. You're putting so much stock, this man is putting so much stock into this person that, like I said, the person says, I have lost a sense of purpose right now, meaning I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know who I am. I don't know what it means to be in this world anymore. I've completely lost my sense of self. I don't know who I am. Very scary place to be. But in the same token, it's a very beautiful place to be because now you have an opportunity to reset. You have an opportunity to begin anew. When a lot of times when people hit rock bottom, that's when they realize, oh my God, I'm invincible. So I feel like this person has hit a level of rock bottom, and that's why they've been seeking so many different, not venues, but they've been seeking so many different types of avenues is what I was trying to say. They're seeking avenues to help. They're going to therapy. They're doing meditation. They're trying drugs. They're doing everything they can think of to rid this person from them when really you haven't accepted that it's over. That's really what I'm seeing from this. You haven't accepted that it's over, and it has been killing you. It has been eating away at you for 10 years. And so right now, love is not even your concern. It's not about you dating. That's why your relationships are not going anywhere. You're not ready to get into a relationship, not romantically. And that's why I feel like that Three of Pentacles came out earlier. You're not ready for a relationship. You need to focus on yourself. You need to learn to love yourself. Figure out who you are. Never mind people. You shouldn't even want to be looking at being with people if you haven't learned who you are as an individual and learn to love yourself. Even earlier, you said in the story that you felt like you were an ugly person, that you were average, but you're ugly in the face. So it's like, even when you say things like that, I just immediately coming back to this card where it says, love yourself, speak lovingly of yourself. Maybe you don't look like whoever on TV, but there's beauty in you. Just stop judging or comparing yourself to other people, but there's beauty in everyone. So even how you talk about yourself, even how you reflect on your looks, I mean, maybe you're not for everyone, but for you to speak over yourself like you're ugly, it's showing, it seems kind of insecure. And so maybe that's also why I'm getting all these sword signs, because there's so much mental work that needs to be done. And I feel like once you really learn to work on seeing yourself in the light that you really want to see yourself in, because you look at yourself and you probably don't even know what you're looking at. You probably don't even know what you're seeing. You're just stuck. And you maybe even associate this woman not wanting to be with you as a failure on your part, or as you're not good enough. And again, all of those self-destructive thoughts, those self-destructive thinking patterns, you have to learn how to nip those in the bud. Otherwise, it's going to continue to eat at you, because right now, this whole memory is eating at you because you're so stuck in what could have happened, what would have happened. And so ultimately, once again, let it go. You got the World card here. Let it go. All right. Acknowledge what happened. Leave her be. Let her live your life. It is time for you to start living your life. It is time for you to leave what was in the past. In the past, you have Six of Swords here. It's time for you to leave what was in the past and focus on turning this Nine of Cups right side up. Focus on that, which means get rid of the memory of what could have happened. Stop focusing on that. Stop spending so much time on that. Okay. And live presently, live in the moment, learn to love yourself, learn to look in the mirror and see beauty. That needs to be priority. Because if you can't see beauty in yourself, why would you expect someone else to see beauty in you? Okay. It starts with ourself and self-love first. Okay. I know that's so cliche and it's like, oh, here we go again, but it's so incredibly important that you view yourself the way you need to. It's so important, because if nobody believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. And you are powerful. Magician cards right here. You're a powerful being. But you're allowing yourself to waste away off of a memory. Okay. So that is the reading. This was the first episode of Tarot Therapy Sessions. And I thank you guys so much for watching. Like it says in the description box, if you want a full personal reading like I've just done here, you can submit that to my email and then I will read it. I'm doing these currently on Tuesdays. I may do one on Thursday, depends on how I feel. And then I'll be back on Friday for Friday Night Live, which, I do live stream personal readings as well. So yeah, that's the schedule's in there in the description box. I took time to write that out. So check that out if you want to participate. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you like the type of content I am starting to produce, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my live streams. Okay. Bye guys.